Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is Dazzie's Showcase Comic Book Collections, episode 2. Today I'm going to be showcasing my Superman collection. Yeah, I started a couple of days ago with episode 1. We showed off my Batman books. Now we're into Superman. I'm going to start with all the Justice League members, then we're going to be moving on to Action Comics, Adventure Comics, Detective Comics, and so forth. And then eventually we'll be moving on to Marvel and through my independent collection. We're having to get creative, guys. We're not getting out there as picking up as many books as we like, although we do have a nice haul for you coming soon. But in the meantime, I'm going to show off a lot of books that a lot of you wouldn't have seen by now. A lot of keys. Starting with volume 1 of Superman. And one of my earliest books is issue 178. Now, this is one of the first Silver Age books I picked up when I started collecting at the back end of 2015. This was early 2016 I picked this up for just £1.61 in part of a lot. And this is the first appearance of the red and gold kryptonite, which causes temporary amnesia in Kryptonians. And that actually happened in the Smallville TV show. It's very low grade, but to pay less than £2 for Silver Age, you can't complain. This was an issue that was on Key Collectors Comics recently. Again, it's very low grade, but I only paid 25p for it. And that was at the car boot. And it wasn't from Tony for once. This was Superman issue 204. This was on the Key Collectors app as being a cover from Neil Adams. Well, it still is a cover from Neil Adams, but I think it's been removed from Key Collectors. So I'm not sure I'll be keeping this in my collection. Can't go wrong for 25p though, for 12 centres. Talking of very low grade, we move on to issue 205. Talking of low grade, there we go. My only coverless Superman book. This is the first appearance and death of Black Zero, the space saboteur partly responsible for the destruction of Krypton. Again, it would have been a cover by Neil Adams if it had one, guys. We jump up, and this is a cool book because this is regularly showcased in the Arrowverse. This is Superman, issue 246. And this, guys, is the first appearance of Star Labs. Yeah, the base of operations from the Flash TV show. It was also in the Man of Steel movie, the Lois and Clark and Smallville TV shows, even on the Doom Patrol TV show, which I can't wait to see. But I paid £6.15 for this, guys. And wasn't a bad read at all. Good 20-cent issue. And talking of 20-cent issues and the Arrowverse, we've got issue 281 of Superman. And this is the first appearance of this character here, Vartox. And Vartox was a villain in the Supergirl TV show. Paid £3.40 for that in the middle of 2016. I make notes on all my books, the prices, where I got them from, what I think the grade is. It's just nice to go back and see if they're accumulated in value. This was a cool one. It's a pence copy as well, which is pretty rare on early DC books here in the UK. And this is Superman issue 323. This is the first appearance of the Atomic Skull, who is Dr. Albert Michaels. And he had a non-speaking miniature little cameo in the Flash series. He was stood outside a police station, I believe, as a big group of villains masked. But Atomic Skull has been seen in various animated projects. And then we move on to volume 2 of Superman, and we start with, from 1987, issue number 3. And this is the first appearance of Amazing Grace, character in one of my encyclopedias. Moving on, we have issue number 4. This is an underrated book, I believe. This is the first appearance of Bloodsport. It was Robert Dubois. It was in the Supergirl TV show. And another character from that Supergirl TV show, the first appearance of Maggie Sawyer. She was a love interest, a lesbian character of love interest of Alex Danvers, I believe, who was Supergirl's sister. Maggie Sawyer, yeah. That character was also on Smallville. So a pretty cool book. 2 live action characters. Then we move on to Superman issue 11. And this is the first appearance of Mr. I can never say Mythoplical or something like that. Anyway, from the New Earth. This is like a reboot of the character, and that character was on Supergirl. And then this is a good issue. I sold one of these the other day, I think. And this is from, when is it? From 1991. This is Superman issue 60. And this is a villain from, again, the Supergirl TV show, Agent Liberty, who is Benjamin Lockwood, one of my favourite villains from the Arrowverse, as it turned out. Wanted to eradicate all superheroes. And next up, we have Superman issue 75. We all know the cover from 1993. And this, of course, is the death of Superman and Doomsday. This is a direct sales edition. And pretty happy to have that in the collection. I wasn't around when that first came out. Paid £1 for that. Then we move on to issue 97. And this is the first appearance of Shadow Dragon. Shadow Dragon, who is Savitar Bandhu. Another character from my encyclopedia. And we skip again to issue 122. And the first appearance of Scorn, who is Seritak. Again, a lot of these are in my encyclopedias. And then, quite a pricey issue at times this one can be, but I paid £2 for this. This is issue 123. The first appearance of Superman Blue. It had a glow-in-the-dark cover. Pretty good cover. This one can garner £10 plus. Like I said, £2 for that one I paid. Now I made a hot comic book alert on this book because this is a character that is going to be appearing in the new Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad 2, or the reboot as such. And that is Superman issue 170. This is the first full appearance of Mongal, the daughter of Mongul. And like I said, she is a character that's going to be brief, I would think, a bit like Slipknot in the first Suicide Squad film. That is going to be appearing in the rebooted film. Now, Mongul appears as a baby in Showcase 95, issue 8, and I have that one as well. This one stays in the collection because it's signed. And it is signed by the cover artist and inker. This is Superman issue 182. Like I say, here we go. Signed by Cam Davis. Sorry, Cam Smith. Cam Davis. That's a different one. Cam Smith. And that was signed in 2017. Found this one, good old car boot, Tony. This is Superman issue 189. This one can go for a coin on a good day as well. This is the first appearance of Tracy 13, a magician who has a romantic history with Blue Beetle. That is the Reyes version. And Natasha Irons. Pretty cool cover there. And then we leap miles into the future to issue 691. The first appearance of the second Agent Liberty. I showed you the first one in issue 60. And that comes from the year of 2009. And then an annual, because I love my Arrowverse and Supergirl TV show, I enjoy. And this is Superman Annual 12. We got a whole host of first appearances in this. We've got the first appearance of Akrata, who was Andrea Rojas, and she is first appeared in the Smallville show. Now she is on the Supergirl TV show. We've also got the first appearance of Almuerto, Iman, and Duran. Another cool read. Oh, apologies. Talking to Superman. He's dead and buried. Let's get him back up. Then we move on to the new 52 Superman. And this is issue number 1. Just a premiere issue, a whole host of minor first appearances in that issue. Paid £2 for that. High grade. Overpaid for this one at the time, but I couldn't find this issue anywhere. I think I ended up paying £4.99 for this, which was madness. Superman issue 13. It was a character in my encyclopedia. The first appearance of Dr. Veritas, who is Shea Veritas. That's a Kenneth Rocafort cover. Then we move on to the Superman Rebirth. And we have issue 10. Paid £3.50 for this at a con in Leamington Spa. We all know this one, the first appearance of the Super Sons. High grade. Again, a £10 plus book. How to pick up this novelty one. I like my Bizarro and Bizarro World, and you'll see some of that soon in my haul video. This is Superman issue 42. And this is the first appearance of Boy Zorro. Look at this dude. Boy Zorro. That's a Patrick Gleason cover. Up next, that is staying in my collection, is a book I won from Joker 68. And this is Superman issue number 1 from the Rebirth. Forgot to show you this one, guys. And that has been sketched. Look at that. That's fantastic stuff. That was sketched by Eddie the Comic Guy. Massive thanks to Joker 68 for that book. And then the most recent Superman issue from the new series is Superman issue number 2. And this is the Adam Hughes variant cover. And why have we got this? Because I'm a sucker for good old Superman movies starring Christopher Reeve. Yeah, this is the first appearance of the Nuclear Man from that terrible Superman 4 movie. And this is his first appearance in continuity. Previously, he appeared in this one, Superman 4, The Quest for Peace movie adaptation. And there he is, look at him. Glorious stuff. I can't help but laugh when I watch that film. What was Christopher Reeve thinking? It started so strong with the first 2 Supermans, and then they just got sadly worse and worse. But, you know, I've got the film. It's part of the collection. Then we go on to Superman Adventures. And this is a couple of key issues from there. Superman Adventures issue number 1. This is the first appearance of Mercy Graves. Mercedes Graves. She was in Batman vs. Superman, the movie, Supergirl, and the Titans TV show most recently. I've also got her first appearance in continuity. And to go with issue number 1, we have issue number 5. Yeah, this is a nice book, isn't it, guys? Paid $15 for this. This is the first appearance of Livewire, Leslie Willis, based off the animated series, who later becomes part of DC continuity. Yep. I met the actress who played Livewire in the Supergirl TV show. And yeah, nice lady. Got a signature from her. A recent pickup for me for £2.57. And that was at the start of the end of January this year. Superman, Lois and Clark, issue number 1. The first appearance of Jonathan Kent as a boy, and previously he appeared as a baby. And I believe Jonathan Kent is going to be appearing in the Superman and Lois Lane Arrowverse TV show. I'm on the lookout for Superman Convergence, where that baby issue is. Cut the Man of Steel books. We have Superman Man of Steel issue 0. And this is the first appearance of Conduit. It was Kenneth Braverman. And that character, believe it or not, appeared in the Man of Steel movie as a child. One of Clark's classmates, I believe. And then one of the big books of that run is, of course, Superman, Man of Steel, issue 17. This is the first appearance of Doomsday. The first cameo. The first full is in issue 18. And, of course, Doomsday was in the Smallville TV show, Krypton TV show, and Some people hated it, some people liked it. I love Batman vs Superman. It's not the Doomsday I remember, but it was cool to see them all battle the character at the end of the movie. Talking of Man of Steel, I have Man of Steel issue 3. Picked this one up in November of last year. And I picked that up because that is the first appearance of Magpie. It was Margaret Pye, and she was going to be in the Gotham TV show. And this is also the first post-crisis meeting of Batman and Superman. Paid $3.75 for that. Paid 14 quid for that Doomsday cameo. I've since gifted one to my good friend JPL Flash Comics Geekdom. I found for a lot cheaper. And then let's get a couple of Silver Age and Bronze Age issues, because I've got some of the bigger keys now, guys. Of course, love me some Superman girlfriend Lois Lane, and I have one of the biggest issues of that run, issue 70. Superman Lois Lane. And this is obviously the first appearance of Catwoman, Selena Kyle, in the Silver Age. She has been in absolutely everything. And she's going to be in the new Robert Pattinson movie, Batman. And I paid 30 quid for this. This is low grade, probably a 2.5, 3.0. But nice to have that. I cleaned it up. It was filthy. And talking of key issues from that Lois Lane run, I have issue 105. And this book's getting hot, because this is the first appearance of Thorn, the violent alter ego of Rosalind Rose Forrest in the Bronze Age. And Rose and Thorn apparently are getting their own show on HBO Max, guys. Okay, what I pay for that? £18.98, and that is pretty high grade. Happy with that copy. And then we move on to some Jimmy Olsen. And I got 4 of the better issues. I went to my first live auction, I think at the end of last year, in Stroud, and what an experience that is. If you've never been to a live auction, guys, you don't know what you're missing. It is scary, but a thrill at the same time. Just when you think you've won a book, stick your hand in the air, a phone bid comes in and crushes your dreams. But I picked up a couple of really key issues from there. One lot I bid on was Jimmy Olsen, and the reason why was for this one. Yeah, I got the big fella. Jimmy Olsen, issue 134, the first cameo appearance of Darkseid, or Darkseid. I think he's going to be one of the stars, of course, of the New Gods movie that is upcoming. He's been in the Smallville show before. It's a nice Neil Adams cover. And happy to add that. I broke it down when I picked up that lot, that I paid £5.72 for that. And it is low grade. It's about a 3.5, 4.0. But happy to add it. It's on the staples, as Dazzie says. And an earlier issue of that, the one that precedes it, I've got. And that is Jimmy Olsen, issue 133. Now, this is a good book, very underrated in my opinion. The wife bought me this for Christmas one year. This is the first appearance of Morgan Edge, who's been on various TV shows, most recently Supergirl. First appearance of the Intergang Group. The first published work at DC by Jack Kirby. And it is the introduction of what would later to be referred to as the Fourth World. And I love me some Fourth World. We have Forever People, New Gods, Mr. Miracle. Great, great series from the legend that is Jack Kirby. And then we move on with issue 139 of Jimmy Olsen. And this is a first appearance of a character that has appeared on the Smallville TV show, also in animated movies before now. And that is the first appearance of Bruno Ugly Mannheim. Or Mannheim, sorry. Again, like I said, £5.72. Good grade as well. And then we move on to my final Jimmy Olsen issue, and that is issue 147. I've actually just sold a copy of this. And this is the first appearance of Victor Volcanum. And it's also the first meeting of Superman and the High Father, who is Isaiah the Inheritor. Wouldn't be at all surprised to see him in the DCU at some point. Then we have Superman, the Man of Tomorrow, issue number 1. And this is the first appearance of Contessa, who is Erica Alexandra del Portenza, another encyclopedia character. And I have issue 1 of Supermen of America. And this is the first appearance of the team of the Supermen of America. And then finally, guys, I'm going to finish with my Adventures of Superman little run. And I've got a ton of keys. We have what started it all, Adventures of Superman issue 424. Again, a book that I think is vastly underrated. This is the first appearance of Cat Grant. She's appeared on Smallville, Supergirl, Lois and Clark. And it's also the first appearance of Professor Hamilton. And that is a character that has appeared on Smallville and Lois and Clark as well. And the cover art is a homage to the cover of Superman issue 14, volume 1 from 1942. Moving on, we have issue 428, the first appearance of Bibbo, who is Bibbo Biboski. And also the first appearance of Jose Delgado. And then we move on to issue 465. A nice key, this one. The first appearance of Cyborg Superman, Hank Henschel, from the Supergirl TV show. And then issue 476. And the first appearance of Linear Man. $494 brings us the first appearance of Kismet, who is Alti. Titans Season 2 was a big success for me. I didn't enjoy the first episode, but after that, as soon as Trigon was out of the way, it was brilliant. And it was great to see Connor and Crypto. And we have issue 500. This is the first cameo appearance of Superboy, another book I think is very underrated. He's appeared in Smallville, like I said, in Titans. We've got the first cameo appearance of Cyborg Superman, Hank Henschel as Superman. The first cameo of Steel, who is John Henry Irons as Superman. The first cameo of the Eradicator as Superman. And the first appearance of the White Rabbit. That's the regular cover. And then I have the White Collector's Edition that I won from Joker 68. And this was signed by the cover artist and writer Jerry Ordway, as you can see. Still in its polybag. And then I have another version. This is the White Collector's Edition, no bag. We move on with issue 501. The first full appearance of Superboy, Connor Kent. Also the first appearance of Specs and Tana Moon. This is a die-cut collector's edition cover. Issue 509. This is the first appearance of Massacre and the death of the second Auron. And we skip to 582 and the first appearance of Ignition. My final issue is 596. And we all know that this interior art depicts LexCorp Towers smouldering from an attack with eerie similarities to the visual of the September 11, 2001 terrorist attacks. This one can go for some coin. Sad days indeed. Got to remember hearing that on the radio. Couple of annuals to finish up with, guys. We have annual 3 from Adventures of Superman. And this is the first appearance of Dissin. And my final Superman book I'm going to show you guys is Superman, The Adventures of Superman, Annual 5 from 1993. And this is the first appearance of Sparks, who is Donna Carol Force, and The Taker. So that's it, guys. That's a wrap. Thanks for everybody for watching. A ton of keys there, guys. A lot of minor keys. 2 or 3 big boy books. There's my sponsor. If you like what you see, please subscribe, guys. I'd love to see your Superman collections. Just like Batman. That's Dazzie over now. Bye for now.